So the first of 3 video reviews for this week is for Lesbireviewed's April book club read, which was Built to Last by Aurora Rey. For any of you that didn't see the introduction video, this is what the book looks like. And this is the video review. If you want to check out my Goodreads review, I have just posted it. So if you're on Facebook, it is below all the other videos, or if you are on YouTube, it is in the description below. And this is a video review. So Built to Last by Aurora Rey. It was my first read by Aurora Rey. I do have another one of her series, and I have all 4 books in it, but I haven't got around to reading them yet. So this was the first time I've ever read any of Aurora's work. It's really quite special. It was an amazing story about Olivia, who buys a house, and it's a bit run down and it needs a lot of work. So when she buys this house, she gets a survey done, and the people who do the survey can also help her with the work. So Joss turns up, who at first, she has a really interesting dynamic with Olivia at first. I won't say too much about it because it would really spoil the book if you knew what that dynamic was, if you haven't read it already. But it was really quite a unique connection to start the book off, and a very different way to start off a lesbic sort of romance book. And Joss basically is a carpenter, decorator. She's pretty good with her hands. She can do a lot of things. She's a very talented, very skilled woman. But she makes this deal with Olivia that she'll help with the house, getting it sorted and doing all the work. But Olivia, she wants involvement in it as well, so she's going to do some herself. So that adds a really nice comical edge to it as well, because Olivia is a college professor, and so, you know, DIY and Olivia is very amusing in this book. Like, I loved that part of it. But Olivia's like this really upbeat character. She's really fun, and she's really I'm trying to think of the right word. You'll really be drawn to her. She's one of those characters. A lot of people, especially when we had like book club discussions, said that they just loved Olivia. She's infectious. That's the right word. That's the one I was looking for a minute ago. She really is very infectious, and she's such a lovely character. But for me, as much as I liked Olivia, I thought Joss was awesome. I think it's just because she held back a little bit, and she's got some serious DIY skills, which I'm quite jealous of. She's very hands-on, and she really did fall quite in love with Olivia, to the point that she was doing things that she would probably usually question, and it just made her so much more endearing and cute. And even though I'm sure that's not how Joss would want to be portrayed, as endearing and cute, but she really was very sweet, and she had a few little hang-ups of her own, which was great with like the more masculine of the two, because that's how she was sort of. Olivia's very femme, and she was very bubbly and bright, and then Joss was a bit more down to earth and a bit more not, I wouldn't say she was butch, but she was more of that sort of masculine ilk to the way she just dressed and behaved, and they made a great dynamic. They made a great pair, and they made a great story basically. And it was a really sweet story as well. I really did enjoy reading it. And I think one of the things for me is I'm quite aware with Aurora's books there's quite a few foodie references, and she's like quite a foodie, and so there was quite a few foodie references in this, which were quite cool. And the cutest things, like all the animals, and just, it was like just a big ball of fluffy happiness, this book. It made me so happy reading it. Each chapter was like a little present to be unwrapped with something new and something exciting. But that being said, there was some drama in here, because there's one character who's just total annoying. He's not in it very long, but still very annoying. And it's all those ways that the dynamic between the two of them played on each other's insecurities as well, and it created that little bit of drama and tension between them whilst they were trying to build a relationship and see if it would work. That was really interesting. Like I say, it really made the book, because you've got to have that little bit of conflict in there with that romance to, as much as it's nice to have all the happy moments, and they didn't really have too much conflict when it came to Olivia's project of her house, so they had to have it somewhere, and it had to be careers and wants for the future and hopes and all that sort of stuff. So it was really exciting, a really fantastic read, and I'm really glad that we did read it for book club, because it was a really enjoyable, fantastically beautiful story about 2 people who couldn't be more different but more like so alike if they tried. I really did enjoy it. It was brilliant, fantastic, fitted a few stereotypes as well in there, but again overcame them and proved that you you don't have to fit the stereotype that somebody perhaps thinks you are. And it was just a really pleasant story to read, and so I really look forward to reading it again. And I actually now really look forward to reading more of Aurora's stories, because this one, there's something about the way she writes the stories, it really draws you in as a reader, and it was really it sort of just made me feel warm and happy. Even when there was bad stuff happening, I still felt that development between the two main characters was going to sort of flourish and get better, and there was lots of hope in the pages and the chapters and the words, and that's just what I wanted, and it was just great. So I really did enjoy it. What I'll do, I'll pop a link in the description so that you can go and grab a copy of Built to Last, so that you can check it out. If you've read Built to Last by Aurora Rey and you joined into book club discussion, or if you've just read it before and you missed book club but you want to talk about it, please let me know, because it's really great always to hear thoughts on what you think of the books you've read. Or if you are going to read Built to Last by Aurora Rey, or it's on your to read list, again, let me know, because it's always great to hear who's planning to read these and new people to talk to about books and everything. It'd be fantastic if you get in touch, and if you do read it, I hope you enjoy it as much as I did. Bye.